The Sioux is a Native American nation that is based in the Midwestern United States. It is divided between three ethnic groups, each speaking in distinct dialects of the Siouan language. The Santee dialect, based in the far east of the nation, the Yankton and Yanktonais dialect, based near the Minnesota River, and the Lakota dialect, based on the western front of the nation. The Oglala, of which subtribe our subject belonged to, is one of 7 distinct subtribes of the Lakota dialect, and today is federally recognized. A patriarchal tribe, the Oglala reject the name of Sioux, which means snake, which was given to them by the Chippewa. They participated in the Sundance held annually and would later take part in the Great Sioux War of 1876 to 1877, of which our subject was a prominent figure of.
Crazy Horse was an Oglala Sioux Indian leader. When he was born, he was given the name Tashun Kiriko, which literally means Crazy Horse. Crazy Horse was originally his father's name, but his father gave him his own name. When Crazy Horse was young, he loved horses, so one day his father bought him a pony. And he later went on buffalo hunts. He was born on the Republican River in about 1845 and was killed at Fort Robinson, Nebraska in 1877.
During his lifetime, Crazy Horse never stopped fighting for his Lakota tribe. He was a legendary warrior, known for his skills and ferocity in battles. He fought and was instrumental in many American Indian wars. He was a war leader and chief who led many attacks against white settlers. One important victory he led was the attack on Captain Fetterman and his army of 80 men, known as the Fetterman Massacre. Most importantly, Crazy Horse was an activist against white settlers invading on his people's land. He fought to keep the Sioux from removal to reservation and wanted to preserve his people's way of life. He did this by all means necessary, even as far as not getting photographed or not signing any documents.
The Battle of Little Bighorn started in South Montana of June 25 to 26, 1876. The Native Americans who participated in the war are the Lakota Sioux, Northern Cheyenne, and Arapaho tribes against the U.S. cavalry. This is the battle of two different cultures between the native tribes and the industrialized army of the U.S. The Fort Laramie Treaty was issued on 1868 to surrender their land to the U.S. for railroads, homes, etc. that the U.S. could use. Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse went against the treaty and resulted to a conflict with the U.S. But sadly, the Lakota and Cheyenne tribes won for a very short time until the U.S. sent over more troops. After 1 year, many of the Native Americans surrendered their land.
Crazy Horse's death was a tragic one. He was accused of wanting to kill a general and therefore was ordered to be arrested and put into a guardhouse. There, he could not even have a chance to explain himself. He attempted to escape but was stabbed by a U.S. soldier's bayonet at the door. He was so badly wounded and he died on the floor that night, September 5th, after his father arrived. So there is a memorial created for him located in Black Hills in Custer County, South Dakota. It is a structure of him pointing forward and riding on his horse. When finished, it would be the largest carving mountain, and it is expected to be 641 feet long and 563 feet high. And the sculptor named Corsac began the project in 1948.
Years after his death, Crazy Horse is still honored for being a visionary leader who fought hard to keep his people's traditions and way of life. He believed that his people's value was the most important thing and continued to put his life on the line for them. He once said, "A very great vision is needed and a man who has it must follow it as the eagle seeks the deepest blue of the sky." In other words, he's saying that someone has to stand up for what they believe in. He believed in the conservation of the Lakota values and would fight if he had to. Chief Crazy Horse continues to be an iconic legend to this day.